Hey up, hey up, hey up, hello. Okay, I believe we are ready. I believe everything is sorted. I'm just going to have a quick check. We are on our 8th session. Yes, we're working. And I said I went a bit crazy last time with the flags. And I was thinking about this now. I cannot remember what thing I was on and what I was supposed to be doing. So, aren't I glad that I set up these flags? Ah, no, they're a good thing. So I believe I'll go left to go to my training, or wherever I want to go training. That's my plan. So. It wasn't crazy. It was a bit crazy. Yeah, it was crazy. But still, no, I think it was valuable. Because I forgot what I was doing after... What did I miss? I only missed Thursdays last week. So it's been 1 week since the last time I played this. And... it's been 1 week since I last played this, and I've already forgotten, so who knows what would have happened if it was like 2 weeks. That might have been a lot of wasted time. Alright, cleric, drone, and a monolith. Let's do it. All I'm waiting for is enhance. I can largely just let the guys attack automatically, and all I want to do is keep whacking enhance on. Obviously can't do that, can't use that, you can't use that because you missed. She missed, rather. There we go. By the way, I was saying something before along the lines of what I prefer. I think you asked me what I preferred at this point, level up plan 1 or 2. And I think 1, mainly because I had more of a kind of, I wouldn't say strange experience with it. Step mine missing is a real blow to the heart. Why shouldn't it miss? Anyway, what I preferred, level up plan 1 or 2, and I have to admit, 1 is probably, I prefer more at this point. Anyway, the reason I'm saying this is because I catch myself walking around the house or doing my work or whatever, and I'm just humming the overworld from Level Up Land 1 to myself. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. I just walk around and that's in my head. It's stuck. So good job indeed. I like this cave tune. Speaking about the music, I think I find it difficult not to compare it to the likes of Final Fantasy. The Final Fantasy, obviously, the music in there is absolutely incredible, but it's also not what's the word for it? It's symphonic almost, because you've got loads of voices, loads of instruments. So on that basis, I prefer it. I'm a big fan of classical music. However, as far as electronic music goes, this is good. For like what's the word? What am I looking for? What I'm looking for is video game music. Yeah. I've poisoned the monolith. And I killed the monolith. So what's new, V11? What have you been up to? How's work? This track is called Many Minutes in an Amazing Maze. That is a tongue twister. I don't know if you've made it up yourself though. Many Minutes in an Amazing Maze. That's cool. Tongue twister is something that I do quite frequently with my students. I might steal that one. I never heard of it before. My students really love... Oh, you've been playing Borderlands 2? I bloody love Borderlands 2. I think it's an amazing game. Have you been playing on your own, or have you been playing with a group of friends? Because Borderlands 2 co-op is absolutely incredible. What character did you go for? Solo, okay. What character did you go for? I played Zero, the assassin character, and I absolutely loved it. I had so much fun as it, as the assassin character. I still got it, obviously. I still could install it and play it. But then I tried playing the Psycho on a second playthrough, and I thought I'd give the Gunzerker a go, and I just didn't like them. I didn't like either of them. I just thought they're rubbish compared to... All the music in Level Up Plan 2 is named after a time element, except the ones that cross over from LOL 1. Time element? What's a time? What do you mean time element? Oh great, now the enhanced work. Anyway. Yeah, Zero's good. Zero's bloody good. Well, have you ever played Borderlands co-op, or have you, I don't know how it would work on PlayStation. Can you just find random people to play with? I kind of think that would be really annoying, because if you come across people who are, you know, either arseholes or they are, nice. You've got an enhancing. Because if you come across people who are arseholes, that's obviously crap. I remember, yeah, just the strangers. I remember playing Nazi Zombies back on Call of Duty 5, I think it was. This would have been back in 2007 or 2008. 2008, I think. Yeah, 2008. I would have been playing that, and that obviously, Zombies was kind of annoying because you're really reliant on your teammates to do what they're supposed to be doing and shooting things and stuff, because it's very easy to die. And obviously you want to get to as high a round as possible. It was just a big pain in the bum. Now the problem was that if you came across teammates who didn't really know what they were doing, obviously you'd have a nasty time, but it was especially bad if, for example, you're in a game, let's say you get to round... on whatever map, you get to round 30, that's a good like half an hour, 40 minutes of gameplay, and then all of a sudden somebody goes like away from keyboard, AFK, or somebody just starts being an arsehole, or whatever, just down the voice chat, because you've invested so much time into playing with these people, and then all of a sudden you're kind of stuck. You don't really want to be there. Not very fun memories of that. Okay, playing as Zero because his trophies required him to be a higher level than the others, so I'm using him as my main file. Okay. Oops, I went out of the cave. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I enjoyed Zero's abilities. That's something I'm generally not very good at in games. I'm not very good at using characters' abilities if they have special abilities. I just like the core gameplay. An example of this is Overwatch, say, for example. I've played Overwatch a little bit. I'm not very good at it. I'm actually terrible at it. And part of the reason, possibly, is that I just like the shooting part of it. So, for example, if I can think of a character, let's say, the guy with the revolver, McCree. McCree's a character, he's got a revolver and you do some shooting and does a fair amount of damage, and I enjoy that part of it. However, he's also got an ability which gives him, like, he doesn't slow down time, he says it's high noon and then he automatically fires at enemies, but you have to wait in a place where all the enemies are to charge up, and you've got to do that, and you're vulnerable for a little bit, I suppose, but if you do it well, you do it very well. And I just never could be bothered. I was just running around shooting people. Which again is probably the reason why I was so bad at it. Yes, we got to enhance. Let's get another one. What do you make of the character dynamics in Level Up Learn 2, as in the stat and spell capacity difference? It makes them different. It makes each character have an identity. I mean, that's a criticism that I absolutely agree with in Final Fantasy VIII, for example. Because Final Fantasy VIII, there is no difference between the characters, really. Because you can do whatever you want with them. It would have been interesting if, for example, only certain GFs can be equipped to certain characters, or certain characters just had natural kind of differences in stats. I mean, that's part of the beauty of the new threat mod for Final Fantasy VIII. That each character has different stats. For example, Squall's supposed to be fairly well-rounded, Zell's very good at sort of physical attacks and physical defense, Chris is a very defensive character, and Selphie is all about magical attack, and she's very weak to physical and magical attacks. But yeah, in here, this one, it was fairly obvious. Now it's a little bit... I mean, I am playing against weaker enemies, just training against weaker enemies, but... Oh yeah. I mean, I think Final Fantasy VIII would be the limit breaks. That's the biggest difference. And to be fair, that's what ultimately makes you choose between certain characters. And I suppose having other differences would get in the way. So, for example, say we really like Irvine's limit break. If Irvine's limit break was also paired with a character trait that he just naturally does very little damage, but he's very fast, that would have been annoying because, you know, we just want to do as much damage with him as possible. And even though we like his limit break, we might have thought, well, let's choose a different character instead. So I can imagine why somebody who's played Final Fantasy VIII and is very set in their ways wouldn't like the new threat mod. But yeah, as far as Level Up Learn 2, as I like saying, it's not quite now, especially because I'm playing against weaker enemies, because you don't really feel this. Especially at the beginning, Whitney died really quickly. She had low health. She was kind of weak. If Warren died and the other two were low on health, you just thought, nah, that's it, we're dead. No chance. But we've had a fair few situations where Warren has been the last person alive, and we've kind of just barely hung on. And it's interesting that Warren's got very few spells, because obviously you have to make careful decisions, make careful choices about what spells you want to use. So anyway, I don't mind characters having little difference in games like Final Fantasy VIII because they have so much other stuff that's different anyway, like the GFs and the abilities, yeah. Why am I using Enhance? Oh really, Death? Okay, 450 we're gonna go. Okay, so yeah, let's do a few more and then we'll head out. Nope, not getting into a battle. Alright, so now we want to follow the green path. I am so happy with myself that I did this. You can laugh at me all you want, V11. Laugh all you want. I think it was genius. I bet you didn't. I actually wonder. Actually, I'm not going to bet. I wonder if you had that in mind when you programmed in the flags. Do you reckon anyone would do something as stupid as to build roads with them? Or paths? I also wanted to make it so that characters weren't ever locked out of abilities, though I was considering making it so that they had a higher chance to get their own corresponding elemental spells. I think I said before, the elements in this don't function like they do in other games, and so for that reason I am kind of, I wouldn't say on the fence about them, but I'm not all that fond of them. I wouldn't be able to tell you that you should definitely do it a certain way because, well, I didn't. Firstly, it's your game, you made it. It's your choice. Am I going to go left or right? I don't know. Yeah, so I would have liked that certain enemies have certain, I think it's easier, I mean, okay, you can go on the route of focusing on elements, but it's not a strategy, I think that's all that great, yeah. I would agree, right at the beginning when you only have certain spells, I mean, I didn't get, what was it called? What was the spell called? Analyze or Shift right at the start. I didn't get Shift right at the start, and therefore I kind of just left it. I didn't bother with it really. I didn't bother focusing on the elements, and by the time I did focus on the elements, I had things like Chaos, and that were just doing more damage. Obviously with more risk, but there's things like Inferno, for example, or Tornado, that I find kind of pointless, because you first have to figure out if they're going to be weak to it before you do it. Uh-oh, I did it again. I got really lucky. Shall we go? Sort of, I think we might train a bit. Train a bit in here. Let's do that. So... it's a very common spell, but I didn't get it right at the beginning. I just got unlucky, I think. Or did I just simply delete it, or I read the description and thought, I don't need that. I'm not entirely sure. Come on, enhance, 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 enhance. Okay, I've lost one mech already. No, no enhance. Yeah, but I just think it's, I think in a battle, say for example a battle in which you're struggling, which I was a couple of, I think 2 weeks ago when I was playing, I was actually having quite a tough time in the battles because I wasn't training characters before going in, which you suggested. In a battle where you're struggling, and you've got to wait for the RNG to give you Shift first, or give you Analyze first, and then you've got to choose, you've got to wait for the RNG to give you the spell corresponding to that element, by which point the enemy's hammering, you know, throwing attacks at you thick and fast. You don't have time for that. So my strategy here is I've got spells that just do damage, so Aqua Strike is here purely because of the enchantments, really. I don't rely on it at all. I rely on Step Mine a lot. I rely on Quake. No, I don't. Quake is there for the enchantments. Poison is okay. It's not brilliant. But Chaos and Death I definitely rely on. They're good. Oh, I should have deleted some of these before I came out. Oh well. Anyway. Yeah, it's a low end, same for the strikes. I get that. But even Aqua Blast and so on, and even Tornado and things like that, I don't think they're as useful as, for example, Chaos or Death. I think they're a lot better. If I could choose, if I could give my characters, you know, all just Chaos and all Death, I think that would be a better option than kitting them out with one of each Tornado and, what's the other one? Tornado, Inferno and things like that. Oh, a Wyvern and a Sphinx. We've had a Sphinx before. Oh, let's see if we can do this. Yes, we got Enhance. And another one. Oh boy. And we just got to win this battle. Please get aid. This Quake's going to be kind of pointless. I don't think we're going to win. Warren's dead. Blake's dead. Still down to Whitney. She's got Aqua Strike. Oh, this ain't going well. And Wyvern's healing itself at a massive rate. Okay, let's keep going. And we're dead. That's fine. Okay, let's have a look in the bestiary as well. We got Escape. We got Holy Strike. Very, very crap enchantments. They're poor. Okay. So let's have a look at bestiary. So we have Wyvern. We don't talk about the spells people are extracting from this thing. Okay. We have just a few more enemies to go. Cool. Spellbook. We have one spell to go. And I imagine this is, like I said before, Tsunami or something. Because if we've got fire, we've got wind, this should be water, right? Save again. Let's delete some stuff. And now we've got to go exploring to find the next dungeon. Okay, we can delete this, we can delete this, we can delete that, that. Refresh, we'll keep Pyroblast. That can go. Bye bye freeze, quake, death, that's pretty decent, remove, and inferno. Okay, Warren. Regenerate, that's got quite a few things. Blast. I think with the likes of Inferno Tornado, their elements doesn't mean much, rather it's just the amount of damage they do on a base level anyway. Let's have a look. Deal fire damage to all enemies. But if you happen across an enemy that is strong to fire, then... Oops, hang on. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to take a quick break to open the door for open the door for somebody. I will be back in a minute. I am back. Oh no, I deleted the Joker, that was actually pretty good. Whoops. Somebody has disliked the stream, you have no idea why. Aww. I'll dislike it as well in solidarity with that person. There we go. Now my stream will be... will not do very well with the YouTube algorithms. Which I couldn't care about. Couldn't care less about, because YouTube is a really crappy organisation. But they do provide free online video hosting, so they're not that bad, are they? Everybody seems to think Chaos is a good spell. Yeah, it's a decent spell. In comparison to other spells, that's pretty good. I'm annoyed about these enhancements, they're just so bad. Okay, save. So, we need to reduce our encounter rate, and we've got to find the next, base. So, let's have a look. Where are we going? I don't even know which one we just finished. $15, you say? Oh, let's find out. Let's find 15. I don't know where it is. There it is. Found it. Who knew it was going to be right next to 14? So we'll build ourselves a little road. Have I been inside before? Nope, I haven't. I predict I'll get this one done today, obviously. But just in case I don't, I'll build the road. Besides, I've got to go train anyway. Yeah? Yeah, I don't mind that. What's wrong with flag paths? I mean, it would make more sense if I did it like once every 5 tiles or once every 6 tiles. Because that would require less hammering the B button or Z. By the way, I didn't ask, is the audio okay? Everything's working? I haven't actually checked. Obviously you can hear me because you've been replying to me. Everything's fine. Okay. Oh, we got drain, we got death, we got heal. Oh crap. Drain, death, and heal. Okay, so we've saved, we've walked, so let's go down and to our training cave. I'll fix that black flag later. I don't want to waste steps. I've got to go back that way anyway. Okay. There we go. Let's go. Oh, jeez. Oh, 1400 Archer. Scary. How do I feel about the way things are connected to Level Up Land 1? The story has links to Level Up Land 1. I think that's fine. I think that's pretty cool. It's quite funny as well. The menus are reminiscent of Level Up Land 1, but they're enhanced. They're better. Oh, enhanced. I'm looking at enhanced, but they're better overall in their presentation, the style, everything. The style's pretty much is very similar. The bars I think are better, having sort of bigger, more colourful bars. It's probably easier for newer players to understand what's going on. I don't know if you remember, but right at the beginning, when I was looking at the user interface of the HUD of Level Up Land 1, I wasn't entirely sure whether the tiny green, was it green or was it blue? The tiny health bar, if that was actually health, and I shield, which was I think blue or teal or something, was slightly brighter. So it was slightly bigger, sorry, because I had more shield at the time. She started off with 30 health and 500 shield. I wasn't entirely sure, and I can imagine that other people would have no idea what was going on. Yeah, that's the one. Green for health, blue for shield. Okay. Yeah, so overall, I think it's good. I think as far as the gameplay is concerned and how you actually play it, I think it's different. So comparing them side by side, you can say whether one's more fun. Personally, I think that Level Up Land 1 didn't have... Oh, hello. Oh, that was a sniper. Okay. That Level Up Land 1 didn't have... okay, put it this way. In Level Up Land 2, I know that I've got all... Right from the beginning, I know that I've got to go to all of these bases and recover keys. In Level Up Land 1, all I knew is I had to kill a dragon. So I had to find where this dragon was going to be. And getting to the dragon was very difficult. So there are many challenges to face. Whereas in this one, there are challenges, of course. It was fairly difficult. You can't just go run straight to the end and expect to win. You have to level up your characters first, hence Level Up Land. 2 monoliths, really? No, no need to enhance now. Okay, the Level Up Plan 2 story is more gradual and segmented. Yeah, you could say so. So yeah, back to your question. How do I feel about the way things are connected to Level Up Plan 1? I really like how the spells are connected. I also really like how the some of the links in the like the humorous links. So, for example, in the bestiary, you know, the whole thing about seagulls were scrapped because they wouldn't stop attacking people on the pier. I found that quite funny. So yeah. No, I really do like it. But at the same time, like I said, comparing them side by side, I can't really say whether one's better in terms of gameplay. I'd say this one is more noob friendly. People who don't want to have a game over screen, who can't deal with the pressure of a game over screen, say, let's just kill that guy. People who can't deal with the pressure of a game over screen, they'll prefer this game. Definitely. But at the same time, like I said before, there wasn't as much what's the word for it? I think there's a bit more hand holding in this one. But whether I prefer this or the other one, it's difficult to say. Oh, sorry, no. Whether I prefer it, no. But whether it's like concretely better, I can't say because they're quite different. How you acquire and use spells is completely different. How the health works, no shield, obviously. All the health regenerates, so the health is basically a shield. But obviously you don't increase it using enhance, you increase it by leveling up. It's different. Okay, so are we gonna get bodied by the triangle? Probably not. We'll be good. No enhancers. Whoops. I'll be honest, when you were explaining the story, explaining the gameplay right before you even started making this game, yeah, a few points when you were describing how there'll be 3 characters and 3 versus up to 3, and you'll always, or 3 versus 3, and you'll always attack the first one. The enemies will attack any one of your characters, and there'll be like these ATB bars that will be that will always. When they charge up, they'll attack automatically. I just thought that was really strange because in my mind, all I was thinking about was Level Up Plan 1 and how, yeah, you have attack and you rely on attack at the beginning, but attack is really poor, and then you get spells. Even the acquisition of spells I didn't really understand because I was still thinking in terms of Level Up Plan 1 and how spells are required in Level Up Plan 1. Anyway, I think that with 2 games it creates more clarity as to what is a part of the Level Up Plan franchise as well. I think that with 2 games it creates more clarity as to what is a part of Level Up Plan franchise. Yeah. If what you mean is common things, but things that both games have in common, those are at the heart of the Level Up Plan franchise, as it were. Right? Is that what you mean? There's definitely a similar aesthetic to both of these games. That's definitely one thing. There are similar gameplay features to both of them. Yeah, I can agree with that. Oh wow, you've got 3 thumbs down now. Did you thumbs down as well? problem is I'm not quickscoping people. 360 quickscope. Can't do that on Level Up Plan 1. Or Level Up Plan 2, sorry. What would be the equivalent? The equivalent would be using Enhance against a monolith and then using Death on it when it was at 100% health and you couldn't kill Death if it wasn't enough damage to kill the target. I don't know. Basically a really stupid kind of attack. Okay, 600. It's taking some time. Yeah, this is it. I love this. This obviously relates to me and my heroism in Level Up Band 1. I like that I've left my mark on the Level Up Band franchise. Those 1,000 strikes were not in vain. I'm officially an influencer. What do you mean influencer? Influencer's somebody who makes content. I hate that word. Somebody who makes content online and people watch their content and are paid by advertisers to flog crap they don't like, crap they don't care about, or crap they don't know anything about. Oh, I really don't like the politics of YouTube. I hate it. I really don't like it. I don't like that I watch YouTube still, that I browse it when I'm bored. I would like to be independent of it. And I'll be honest, when I watch YouTube on the computer, I have ad blocker. And I unashamedly use the ad blocker because when I use YouTube on my phone, and why did I use that? And I don't have an ad blocker, it is a dreadful experience. When you go down on the feed, every 3 or 4 videos there's an advert. There's an advert video. Before every video that you click on, or almost every video that you click on, there's an advert. Some videos, you know, they could be 10 minutes long, and there's an advert after every single minute. It's horrendous. And it is all just flogging shite that you don't really want. There was a really interesting point, I don't know if you've heard of Neil deGrasse Tyson, the astrophysicist. Awesome guy. And he said that the reason he doesn't like adverts, or the way adverts work, when they track all your usage, well, all your internet data, they track all of it, and they make recommendations based on what you've watched, based on what you've been doing. So, for example, if you're really into horses, you know, you've been watching videos about horses, you've been reading up on horses. You could get an advert to visit a stables and, you know, spend however much money riding horses for a day or something like that. And his argument is that he wants to have the illusion of, well, maybe not an illusion, but he wants to be able to fall upon things randomly, fall upon ideas, fall upon new products and things, or basically discover things randomly. And that's just impossible if, for example, perhaps subconsciously you're gearing towards making a purchase of some kind, but because the computer has beaten you to it, the computer has predicted, you know, with a certain degree of error, has predicted that you're going to be making that kind of decision sometime soon. They just jump the gun and they show you the advert first. I absolutely agree with that. I think that's part of it. I'll give you a concrete example. In 2012 or 2013, no, it would have been either 2013 or 2014. No, definitely 2014. Sorry, in 2014, I bought a phone from the internet for my mum. It was a Xiaomi Mi 4, and this mobile phone, was not available in Europe. It was only available in China or in India, and I bought it from an online website that was fairly. Basically, I did my research. I did my research into the website, I did my research into the phone itself, and I knew that there was a certain degree of risk, but it was also a really good device for about half the price of anything that you could get in the UK. And by that point, I had a phone that I bought from Carphone Warehouse, like a regular contract, and I thought that was not the best way to buy a phone, on the basis of my experience. It was just too expensive. Plus, you always have to rely on the service that they provide should anything go wrong, because you've paid that much more money for it. Anyway, so I took a gamble. I did my research. I finally made the choice to buy this phone, and it was absolutely fantastic phone. Now, had I been susceptible to advertising, and had advertising just taken hold of my decision to buy a phone for my mum, I probably would have gone to the bloody Carphone Warehouse and got her a phone. Had I essentially done what advertising would have wanted me to do. Maybe it's not a perfect example, but that's the kind of logic I have with regards to advertising. Also, it's just bloody annoying having to sit through it. Also, there's I don't know if you've seen this. Tell me if you have. Mafia City. Have you heard of this thing? Mafia City. Mafia City adverts on YouTube. I'll wait for you to respond, because I know I've just been talking, really ranting for a couple of minutes. You don't think you have? Mafia City. So, Mafia City is just a standard, I think, mobile phone game, Android game, or Android iOS game, where you just tap random crap and it's basically just there to try and get people to spend on microtransactions. It doesn't seem to be very interesting, but the worst thing about it is the adverts, because the adverts have nothing to do with the game itself, and they just have these really poor really poor animations of certain characters doing certain things, and it's always like a level 50 boss versus a level 1 crook, and you know, the level 1 crook gets okay, I will describe one of the scenes. A level 1 crook greets a level 50 boss as the level 50 boss is going into a sauna. The level 50 boss throws his towel on top of the level 1 crook's face. The level 1 crook is really angry, so the level 1 crook decides to turn the sauna up to maximum and kills his boss. That is the basis of that advert. And firstly, that advert has nothing to do with anything, and secondly, that advert is just bad. It's bad, kind of what's the word for it? From a creative point, it's bad. It doesn't make much sense. That one probably is one of the better ones, and often they have spelling mistakes in them. I don't know. I get riled up whenever I see it. I should stop watching bloody YouTube. It's poor. Anyway, Warren's on 4,000 health. I think we're going to move on. So, we'll make our way over to 15. Oh, nice. 2 enhancers. One after the other. Yeah. Phone games, they're bad. I mean, when I did I made a list of all the games. I think I showed it to you. All the games that I did, and I tried to like give them ratings, and I tried to rank them. It didn't go very well. I think I'd just rank them like you did, if I had to do it again. But I just simply didn't feature mobile phone game. The only mobile phone game I featured, I think, was Pokemon Go. And that was the absolute worst game that was on that list. So, I just do not rate any mobile phone games highly. At all. There's one game that I bought a long time ago. I've never completed it, but it's kind of like a dungeon crawler game. With what's the word for it? Procedurally generated. Basically randomized dungeons each time, and you collect things and you fight enemies. It's really, really good actually. It's called Wayward Souls. I really enjoy it. However, yeah, that's the only one. I think I also got Monument Valley for free once, because Google Play Store sometimes gives you like £1 to spend for nothing, for basically to try and get you engaged on the Play Store to buy things, to spend money. But they give you £1 and you can spend it whenever you want, as long as it's, I think, over £1 or something like that. I don't know. Point is, I got Monument Valley for 60p or something, but I got it for free because I had this thing. So yeah, it must have been slightly different. And that was a good game, Monument Valley. But that was more like, I can imagine a game that would have been on like a handheld console or something. But a lot of these games, they are just cash grabs. Not only that, you can suspect that they also infect your phone with whatever spyware, or what's the word for it, adware. Like, you hear horror stories of the games that basically drain your internet, your data, by running adverts in the background while the game is minimized. You don't earn money from those adverts running. The company that you download the company that runs the game that you downloaded it from, they get the benefits from that, even though it's your data that they're using. And the advertisers, the poor advertisers, they're not getting people aren't actually viewing the ads, but the application is fooling them into thinking that they are. So yeah, very, very snidey, very sneaky. I just hate it. Just bad, immoral practice. But YouTube and Google, they don't do anything about it. They don't seem to. Ooh, executioner. Nice, we killed him. We got him. They don't seem. Yeah, chaos to the rescue. They don't seem to. What's the word? They don't seem to bother. They don't seem to care at all, because at the end of the day they're earning money, they don't mind. I'm sorry I've turned this to like politics hour. That chaos nearly did 2,000. Well, I am pretty badass. Chaos, so he's got intelligence 125. Pretty cool. Let's go right. Up. Nope, we've reached the end, I think. Samurai and 2 executioners. Okay. Execute. Kill automatically. Oh. We killed him. Yeah, I think we reached the dead end. Nope, we haven't. Okay. Oh, I forgot to get rid of Enhance and get more attacking spells. That might be a good idea to do. Yeah, I might. No, I'll leave it. I suppose it's not hurting anybody. Also, Whitney can't have any more demonic spells. Okay, let's go down. Wyvern. Shit, 3,500. Apologies for my French, but 3,000. Jeez. Uh-oh. Okay, we need to win this somehow. How did she lose all her health? I wasn't paying attention. Oh, does it attack itself? With its madness thing? Might do. Cool, that was a lot of experience. Okay, we're going down. Okay, swing. He did 700 to Whitney. 400 to that guy. Cool. Oh, we're doing quite well. Okay. I was wondering this. I really enjoyed making these sprites, especially the weapons. What, on the characters? So Warren's axe, Whitney's staff, and Blake's sabers or katanas, whatever they are. Is that what you mean? Characters and enemies. Oh, we've got her down. We've got her down. We've got a route down, I mean. Okay, he's gonna shoot. We gotta kill him. We gotta kill him. And Blake's dead. That was a stupid move. Okay. This could be dangerous. No, it's not dangerous. We killed him. No, I think they're good. I reckon if Level Up Land 1, we got it. I think if Level Up Land 1 had sprites as well, I think it would have been better. I said this before. Yeah, I feel like such an idiot for saying this because it's clear that the sprites don't make the game, but I think then they would have been nice to have. So we can tell that Warren has got a big chest. He's muscular. He's got a big old axe, and he also doesn't really have a neck. He's like one of those what they call like thumb people. They have a really muscular neck, so it looks like they don't even have one. Whitney's got long hair, long flowing hair. She's wearing either like a plate skirt or a skirt of some sort, or just like trousers that are really baggy at the top. I don't know. And then Blake is slim. He's in a really actiony pose, and he's got his swords. Oh, I think you did a good job with the sprites. They're good. And this is our way back. I don't know. I can't help but thinking I get really lucky with these. I'm getting really lucky with all of these bases that I just kind of guess in the right way. Is there only one key, or are there multiple keys in the bases? I'm not sure. I was not confident in my sprite making abilities to level up band 1, but when I got to level up band 2, I knew that the amount of characters and enemies meant that I had to find a way to do it. Yeah. I think they're good. I think you did a very good job. You are pretty lucky overall. Yeah. Does that annoy you? Is that actually something that's annoying? Because you were expecting me to spend more time in the dungeons, in the bases, or is it, you know, doesn't matter? Because you also said that I was lucky for level up plan 1 coming across a wizard so early and being able to extract a hollow dispels. Okay, that's good. It's not annoying. Oops, I should have put the encounter rate up and just trained. We've only got a few steps left. 18. Why did I use Quake? Yeah, there was a big boost. Come on, one more at least. Nope. Okay. So, let's see if we've got any good. That's okay, but it's not going to be useful in the final dungeon, so we'll be deleting everything so far. There we go, Tsunami. I got it. I got it. But it's got no enchantment, so he can go away. Freeze. Aquablast. And wouldn't you know it, we have got no good spells. That's pretty decent, I'll keep that. Chaos. And we got rubbish. Rubbish spells. Okay. We've been playing for 10 hours, jeez. Hasn't felt like 10 hours. Delete that, keep that, delete, delete, or keep chaos. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4 here. Get rid of that. Escape. This one's pretty decent actually. Poison, I'm not actually using that much now. Power per target, 12 per second, 15 seconds. I'll keep that one. Refresh. Refresh is decent. So I'm thinking of replacing poison with either refresh or escape. Quicken's okay as well. But who needs the most? I haven't actually been thinking about Jolt a lot. I don't think I have many spells that improve Jolt. Okay, that one can go. That one can go. Okay, so we'll get rid of poison at some point. Let me just finish all this. Recover, I can go. Bye bye. 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 Your prediction of tsunami reminds me of a prediction of lava rock. Well, there you go. Quicken. We'll keep that. Quicken's actually a good idea for Warren on the basis that on the grounds that his normal attack is really good. I'll leave that. I'll leave step mine. That's a pretty good one. I think I might have had it before though. Okay, bye bye, bye bye. Chaos, shift, death, remove, tsunami. I'll get rid of remove. It's hard keeping track of what I wanted to keep and what I don't. I would really, yeah. I know you said that you thought about adding it, or you tried to add it and couldn't get it to work. But being able to dismiss spells as you collect them when you go back to when you walk back to the helipad, I think it would have been better to just say no, I don't want this. Keep or reject. Okay, Whitney has Drain, but we've already got Step Mine and Aqua Strike. Oh yeah, we can get rid of Aqua Strike and put something else. Something else on. Okay, now let's have a look at equipping these. So, let's start with Warren. Death and Chaos. Death is... we've got about 6 of those. 6 of those as well. Do we need to keep Whitney alive? I would swap that for... Hang on, this is... Okay, Quicken or Step Mine, that's the choice. I think that's a better option because you've got growth for Whitney and Blake. Now Whitney, regenerate all. Also drain. I was going to get rid of Aqua Strike and put something else on. But Drain is just worse. Aqua Strike's got better enchantments. Your prediction? Oh yeah, I already read that, sorry. Enhance, enhance. Yeah, I'll leave Whitney the way she is. Blake. Aid, enhance. So enhance is preventing us from having more protection. So just got to remember to swap enhance for chaos, or swap enhance for quicken or death before we go to the next dungeon. So 15's done. We need to find 16. Let's do it. And I had been training in 11, so if we go and start training in 13, it might work. Oh, I got rid of death. Did I mean to do that? Oh yeah, because I said soul boost and mind boost. Oh yeah, makes sense. So, 15's there. Where is 16? I think I might give Blake death instead, because death's actually a good spell to have. Hang on, I'll have a quick look. How much does Step Mine do? 417? 403, okay. Hang on, mine 16 or 16 I think I need, not 17. So with the characters I wanted to go for a warrior, white mage, black mage setup, but I didn't want it to be so clear cut, so I tweaked their stats a bit. Okay. Shall I just do it? I'm gonna go... just go all out. Orc. A Yeti. Wow. $1,079. Okay, I'm gonna die soon. Okay, it's nice to know we're not ready for 17 yet. That's fine. Ah, okay, the time is 10 past 9. We can keep going. We're good. Quake. Let's go and delete all of those. Okay, I'm still looking for 16. Oh, good reminder. A couple new bestiary entries. So, Yeti. Rumours were abound that there was one of these found in Upland, as if clowns in a cave wasn't scary enough. What else do we have? Executioner. Hobbies include killing and feasting, but only on meat as it entails killing. Yeah? That makes sense. Orc. He just wants to play... Oh no, we already had Orc before. I didn't realise. Okay. So what else do we have? Wyvern. We've seen that. We've seen that. I think that's it. Ah, good. Okay, so here's 15. And now I'm after 16. Oh, we've got 17. When I came up with the triangle, it was just a joke I came up with, but I liked the idea enough that I decided to put it in. Well, the triangle had a funny entry on the bestiary. It was something about, yeah, we all knew that draw an enemy for level up land competition was a bad idea. Also, I didn't notice this, but did you add a bit of perspective for this for the triangle? So it's not a perfect triangle. Like one side has, I don't know if you can't see my cursor, can you? So on the left side, it isn't a sort of a perfect. No, I suppose it is a straight line. It's just obviously jagged because of the low resolution. All right, I'm gonna build myself a road from 17, so I don't forget, because I definitely won't be doing 17 today. And since I'm here and I'm still exploring, I'll go ahead and build a road linking it to my 15 path. Where was 16? Can't remember. Wow. Sure there was one more out here on the beach somewhere. $14. So I think 14. Could I train in 14? I think I can train in 14. So this is what I'll do. I'll build my road like this. I think of triangles like movers in Final Fantasy, except the game will often just try to hide their simply triangle movers. Which Final Fantasy was that in? Bear in mind I've only played a bit of 4, a bit of 6, a lot of 6, 7, 8, 10, 2, and 13. I haven't actually played that many Final Fantasy. And of course 1. I played 1. Okay. Movers are in a few Final Fantasy games, I think 5, 6, and 7 mostly. I'll have a quick Google now. I'll do it while this battle's raging between the Raven, the Hawk, and our crew. Mover is an enemy from Final Fantasy VII that appearing in the swamp room of the Northern Cave. They are highly desirable enemies to encounter as they have low HP and other stats. They provide a huge amount of AP and gil and can provide the party with rare turbo ethers, which they drop every time, and a protector and accessories. They only have a 4.69% chance of appearing, so they might be hard to find. And the idea is that they're just a geometric shape, right? Was that what you were getting at? Okay, so we're still looking for 16. Could 16 be down to the left? I'm not sure. Yeah, brownish sphere. That's what I saw in the article. Yeah, so they're a geometric shape and or a 3D shape, and it's how long have we been playing for? At least another 20 minutes or half an hour. I want to get the next dungeon done. The next cave done. I want to get number 16 done. I've done 2, I want to get 3. I think that would be good. But I'm looking for it. I can't remember where I put it. Where it was. I'm thinking down to the left now, for some reason. I don't know why, but something's telling me that there was another cave down there that I couldn't do beforehand. And I bet you have the map and you're just laughing. You've got 12. You know where it is. Yeah, you do. I'm sure you do. Don't laugh. Okay, I need to go down now. I wonder why you know where they all are. I really wonder. Okay. That was definitely the one that we did. 10, I think, was down there. Or something. We completed that one. If it's not here, then it's going to be on the right hand side. 13, oh, 13 says, right. And there's bollocks all else on here, so let's go back. Maybe it's not down here. That'd be very annoying. I know it all by location, name, colour and general shape. Wow. So how long did it take you, for example, to come up with one sort of design for a single dungeon? For a single base? Okay, it's definitely not here, so I'm going to assume it's on the right. Didn't take long at all. I got a crazy little memory coming back to me now from when I was a kid. And that is that when I was in primary school, I really liked making mazes, like drawing mazes. I think we once had like a task in, I don't know, year 3 or year 4 or something, where we had to design our own maze. For whatever reason, and I think I took it a bit too far. And I may have brought in from home an A3 sheet of paper and then just went ham one break time and made an absolutely massive maze. And I used to challenge people to try and beat my mazes. I was a weird kid. Ah, 16, we found you. Okay. You know what? Let's go. We've got 300. We've already been in here before. Let's give it a whirl. We'll go this way this time. We haven't had much extra experience, but who knows? Maybe we'll do fine. Maybe. Like I said, I was going to get rid of enhance, I was going to put death there. So I'll do that in a second. With teleporters and keys. Okay. Oh, I never went that far. My mazes were that you had to find one item. You had to go into the maze. You had to find something, usually a crystal, because I'd been watching my brothers play too much Final Fantasy, and then you got to get back and you've got to escape from the maze. That's what my mazes were like. What did I say I was going to get rid of? I said I was going to get rid of enhance for death, correct? I'll get this one as well. Alright. This is a long corridor. Monolith, Berserker. Well, let's get Chaos ready. Not even necessary. Oh, we got an enhance in there. Nice. So, for example, if I take in these bases, if I like make a decision and I go somewhere and and I've just randomly got on the track of where the key is, are you thinking, oh bloody hell, or he's done it again? Are you squirming? Ah, that definitely did not work out for me. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. So you must have been rubbing your hands at that point. Yeah, not so lucky now. Yep, there you go. And I've only got 164 steps left. Yeah. Escape's not very focus based. That's why. Okay. Alright. Let's not waste time. Although I should have just done it for the... should have just stayed in the battle for the experience. Alright, I'll put a red flag down here, never to go up here again. This is the dungeon where you were slaughtered by that army of triangles. Was I? Okay. I wonder what would happen now if I came across 3 triangles. Maybe it wouldn't be so bad. Nice. 1,444. That was a lot of steps that took me. Okay, well I've got 31 steps left. I'm not going to get very far at all. I may as well just put my encounter rate up and try and get into another fight. Pyth. Pyth. Oh, wow. Okay. And you got taken up straight away. Hang on, so where was 16 in relation? Was it just west? I can't really remember. I think it was just west. Yep, it was just west. Okay. That's fine, I'm just going to go ahead and warp. Aero blast, regenerate all. Rubbish, 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 rubbish. Rubbish, 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 rubbish. Not that good. All those spells are rubbish. Okay, so we just went right. Okay, I'm not even going to bother setting up a path, because what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go straight into one of the caves down south. Practice a bit, and then I'm going to head straight up to number 16 again. Yeah, we're on 1 hour 30 now. I can go for a little while longer. And we'll escape. This is where we'll go to train. Okay, yeah, we're all set up. Oh, I didn't delete spells, did I? Maybe we have more. We have another enhance. Blake's got an enhance. Oh, we already had enhance before, didn't we? We don't have boost there, so let's go ahead and put enhance here. And he's got enhance as well. Very nice, but he's also got boost for 2 characters. Into boost is there. Do I want to trade? I don't want to trade that. 3 enhances is fine. Shreddies at this hour? Are you mad? Are you mad, woman? Okay, we'll go down to 500 steps. Chronometers. Still haven't killed a Sphinx, wow. They run away, I think. Yeah, they might run away. Come on. Just didn't tell me we were gonna die here. That would be nuts. Okay, finally. Okay, we're on 4,000 health, I think. We'll stay... No, we'll go. 4,000 health, hopefully that'll be enough. We'll head up to 16. Oh, long shot. See how much you'll do? No, we won't see how much you'll do. So 16 was somewhere here. Was it not? There it is. Okay. So we're going left this time. And this is where we died. Poltergeist. Oh. Hello. Okay. Nice. 530 experience. Welcome back. How are the shreddies? Are they actual shreddies or are they Aldi shreddies? Ah, you know what I want? I haven't had this in years. Ready Break. You know, the powdery Ready Break. Oh, tomorrow I'm gonna get some Ready Break. Tesco shreddies. Fair enough. Oh, I want some Ready Break now. And what milk are you having it with? Please don't tell me you're one of these skimmed milk people. Skimmed milk is just the worst. Semi-skimmed, that's fair enough. I would have had to quit the game if you said skimmed milk. I think everybody agrees that skimmed milk. Why am I doing enhance? I think everybody agrees that skimmed milk is horrible. Oh, you did it. Et voila! We've got the thing for Thingy Bob, and it only took us a few steps. Anyway, so what I'll do for the rest of your mum likes skimmed. Oh, anyway, what we'll do for the rest of today. So we've been on for 1 hour 43. Jeez. I'll whack up the encounter rate and let's level up, I suppose. Pie for the choice between two paths. Okay. Should get a good, healthy amount of spells after this. Whether they're really good will be another thing. There's only a couple more enemies left. Oh, in terms of the bestiary, yeah. Yeah, we've done quite a lot today, actually. We found the final spell. Was it the final spell or one of the final spells? Quite a few enemies, and we've got 3 keys. It's pretty good. In the space of 1 hour 45. Death is good. Death is a good spell. The Power of Death very much scales with your own strength. I wonder if I can use a death on a full health Templar. Nope. Ah, I jumped the gun. Whoops. My bad. My bad. Yeah, death is bloody good. My brother's strategy was to twist and death all the time. Okay. Yeah, makes sense. Death in Level Up Plan 2 is a lot more useful than it was in Level Up Plan 1. But Twist, I can't remember what exactly Twist did. I have to have a look in the spell book. But Twist, Level Up Plan 1 was bloody good. So. I shall look now. Spell book. Where is Twist? Oh, we have all the spells now. Cool. Deal damage to the nearest enemy, 100%. Yeah. Twist is pretty good. Pretty bloody good, but I just haven't had a twist with good. I opted into Inner Demon and Chaos. Is Inner Demon better than a strike? Holy Strike, 105 power per target, accuracy 100%, Inner Demon 70, accuracy 100%. Oh, sorry, it's all enemies though. Okay, no, Inner Demon is good. Yeah. No, Inner Demon is good. I have very much been basing my setup on the enchantments. I haven't really been focusing on spells. I think I should. However, what I'm thinking now is enchantments, make sure that I've got enchantments on growth and enchantments on fortune. So that's kind of the one, those are the kinds of the ones I'm looking out for. And then I'll be able to get, not only level up faster, but get better spells. So. And how I'm going to deal with the final base, I'm not entirely sure. 6,000 health, wow. I definitely can't use death on him. Okay. Please let's get some enhancers. No, please. 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 Come on. Come on. Enhance, enhance, enhance. No. Enhance. Oh, I just got lucky there. It wasn't enough to kill him. Okay, cool. Yeah, I think with hindsight, maybe it would have been better to have to focus on the spells and not the enchantments, but I don't know, I'm kind of down this route. I want to see how it goes. Yeah, step mine's good. Oh wow, I've been going for a lot longer than I expected. That's fine. Long shot. Ah, that didn't kill me. At least we got that. Enhance. So now that you have uncovered every spell, what do you think is the best and the worst? Okay, let's have a look. Spellbook. I think Death is definitely up there. Death is pretty damn good. Obviously Outer Essence is the best, based on the sound. I've never used Sandstorm, but it's kind of the same as Inner Demon, just on sand. And I suppose Sandstorm would have been good near the beginning when you first get on the sand, because you have enemies like the Siren that are quite difficult. But I never had that problem. I think I just stayed away from it until I was high enough level. These bottom ones, I haven't used them effectively. Accuracy 20%. I don't think they're that good. Grind was okay. Let me think. It's hard to say which is the worst, which is the best. Holy Blast would be pretty cool. I haven't got it yet. Well, I haven't got it, I haven't used it. Yeah, he surpassed the use for Sandstorm. Step Mine is bloody good, I like it. It's not the best spell, I don't think. Hang on, so 0.175 times 1000, so what? 175. That's how much, that's how powerful it is. 175 at 90% accuracy. 175 at 90% accuracy. What else is at 90% accuracy? There was another spell, I think that was a 90. Okay. No, there isn't. Okay. It's no. I think it's I think Step Mine's pretty good. Step Mine, Twist, and Death are good. Rage, I didn't think was too good. You think the worst would be Shift? Okay, yeah, I can see that. Shift. I think Shift. The problem with Shift is it's dependent on the element system, which isn't very compelling anyway. In and of itself, Shift is pretty cool. If, for example, if the elements were more useful, say for example, it was worth using these because, say, how can I put this? If instead of, say, 100% 100 power, it would be 100%, I don't know, 150 power, and then it would increase kind of a lot higher, a lot more, you'd be doing a lot more damage. So, for example, you come across, say you're up against a difficult enemy, near the beginning or near the end, you use an analyze, you figure out that he's got loads of, yeah, that's pretty, it is decent, 75, 200. But would you want to risk 75 accuracy, 200, or would you rather use the likes of Twist and start off with a Twist, then go into a Step Mine, and go into a Death? I think that's a more lethal combo than, for example, using Shift to figure out what element he is, or using Analyze to figure out what element he is, then using Shift depending on what spells you've got, and then waiting for the spell to appear with RNG. I think that's the biggest problem with it. That the RNG, you're dependent on, say, okay, best case scenario, we've got Blake's got all four, so say she's got Aquablast, he's got Aquablast, Pyroblast, and Aeroblast, and he's got Shift. Best case scenario, he uses Shift, figures out what or somebody else uses Analyze. Now he's got to wait for these spells to come up in the RNG. So, I think Blast is pretty good. The thing is, though, Shift and the elements are a lot more common. What, in terms of you picking them up, you stumbling across these spells? I mean, that's how they're more common. Yeah. So anyway, on board. Sorry, bringing you back to Borderlands 2 randomly. Where are you at in Borderlands 2? I'm just curious. You said you're New Game Plus. Aside from Inferno, Tsunami, Tornado. Okay. Oh yeah, of course you'd be playing on console. I played on PC and it was really bloody good on PC. Okay, not too far then. How are you leveling up? Have you got your encounter rate up? You can't do FPS controls on PC, they're so much better. They are objectively better. So much so that people on when you get shooting games on a console, people connect keyboard and mouse, or people what is it that they do? There's some like really dodgy thing that people do. There's also Shadow Warrior Classic Redux on PC. I couldn't handle it. I have the Shadow Warrior, the original one, because it's free on Steam. Shadow Warrior isn't the best example of a game that's easy to control, though. I will say that much. Speaking of which, there's a Steam sale and I've got £8 left. I'm thinking of getting a game that will run on my laptop. I'm not entirely sure what to get though. In my cart I have Fallout New Vegas, Fallout 4. In my wishlist, sorry. Fallout New Vegas and Fallout 4. Because I've been enjoying... I enjoyed Oblivion so much I got Skyrim. And Skyrim was bloody good. So... It's a game that I really like on Steam called Before the Echo. Okay, what's it about? I'll have a look. I feel like a parent playing games. Oh yeah. I think I've told you this story before, but I'll go ahead and tell it again. I remember back in the days of the PlayStation 2, we had GTA Vice City, and I remember it was probably like on a Sunday or something. My dad was home, and I tried to get him to play GTA Vice City. So I showed him what weapons we have. We can walk around. So he had the sniper rifle, and he wanted to use a sniper rifle, which obviously you have to zoom in. You have to aim at your opponent. There wasn't like a snap-on, like a lock to lock onto your target. You had to manually aim. So anyway, he was so clumsy with the controls, because obviously he never plays games, that he got the sniper. He got the hang of the sniper rifle, and he was making the adjustments. But the enemy, the target he was shooting at, he was planning to shoot just a random guy on the street. He'd already walked past him on the pavement. And so my dad kept trying to aim, but as he was walking back, he like unscoped and then started running towards the guy again. And I said, "Why don't you just shoot him?" And he says, "It's not honourable to shoot somebody in the back," just completely randomly. Anyway, okay, Before the Echo. It's an RPG which is all about battling and crafting items, no overworld exploring, or all menus, but the battles are like a rhythm game. Okay, that does sound interesting. Also, Warren's on 5,000 health. Just like to point that out. We leveled up quite a bit. And off we go. We're warping. So Warren was 15132. After the warp, 3894. Okay. Blake's got a good step mine. And that's it. There wasn't actually that many. Okay, Warren. Can delete some of these. What do I think the max health is? Wow. I don't know. Judging by what I've experienced so far, I don't really see there being a need for above 9999, but it could be. I'm not going to make any predictions, because obviously every time I make a prediction about anything level up land based, it's always just ends up me spending 2 hours trying to figure something out, only to not 2 hours, like 2 days, 2 days worth of gameplay. Okay, keep that. Oh, this is annoying. We've got Holy Strike and Holy Blast. No copy enhance this time. No. Okay, there we go. So, I don't think there's anything new. Next time, I've already got my path set out for the next, for number 17. Okay, I had to put a lot more work in getting these menus working in L2 compared to L1. I can imagine. Yeah, they're a lot more complex. Let's listen to a bit more Outer Essence. We've got 2 more enemies. Just 2 more enemies. Okay, so what's the other enemy we came across? Poltergeist, that's the one. Likes to use whatever objects are lying around as weapons, which just so happens to be an actual sword and shield. A lot of health though, jeez. What else did we come across? So we had Yeti, we had Wyvern. Wyvern? Yes, Wyvern was new. Poltergeist was new. Executioner was new. I think that was it. Hang on, what was the other thing we had? We had one other thing. Was it the Wyvern? Okay, I think it was the Wyvern I'm thinking of. Right, I think that's going to be it. Poltergeist, yeah. I think that'll be it for today. It's good, we made loads of progress. I don't know what to call this, so before we end, think of a name for this episode, because I really don't know. So I'm thinking something along the line of the fact that somebody disliked the episode right at the beginning. And I imagine you added the 3rd one. Or not. I just saved that. No, you added a like, so somebody else added a... So I added the 2nd dislike, so somebody else might have added a dislike as well. Probably a bot or of some sort. Because I can't imagine humans got to my my stream. Anyway, have a good evening. And I'll probably catch you on one of Mule's streams. Or on Thursday. Yeah, Thursday should go ahead. So, anyway. Cheerio. Have a good evening. I hope you like the name.